Hi, let's take a look at the load phone page. This is the page that enables you to select leads based on the work you've done before. Section A on top here shows you your history of selectors, but we're going to go right away with section B and see how you can load a new selection. Now in the goyaPhone, you put your leads in lead sheets and your lead sheets go in folders. So if you want to select leads only from specific lead sheets, you just click on the lead sheet. It gets added here. If you want to remove it, click again. If you want to select lead sheets from different folders, change the folder, click. I think it's pretty self-evident. We're going to select all our lead sheets. On the status here, when you click on the status, you can toggle and decide if you want to include leads with that status or not. On the bottom here, you can have additional filters. First filter is based on the date you called them. So for example, you want to see all the calls, all the leads you've called within the last 2 or 3 days. So for example, show me all the leads I've called in the last 3 days, and the last call outcome was a voicemail, like this. Or you can go and see, show me all the ones I forgot about, all the ones I haven't talked to in the last 3 months. And no preference here, and then that way you can select those. Or you can specify a specific date, of course, or you can specify a range. For example, all the leads I've talked to between April 4th and April 18th, just like that. Just leave it at any time and look at the call outcome filter. For example, you can say, show me all the leads that I've never dialed, or show me all the leads where I've always had a voicemail or they never pick up. Select this one and you realize that it's because you're calling them at a certain time of day. So maybe we want to call them back at a different time. Here we can select all the leads we haven't talked to for more than a couple minutes, so short conversations. Or we can go the other way and say all the leads we've talked to for more than 10 minutes. Now note here that 10 minutes means you've had a conversation that lasted at least 10 minutes. If you've had 10 calls that lasted 1 minute, then that's not the same as having a real conversation that lasted 10 minutes. So this is the amount of time you've talked to on one conversation. And here you can again select the last call outcome of the lead. Select this one. It's open for demonstration purposes. And on the bottom here, the sales outcome. Show me all the ones where I've only scheduled callback appointments. So they say, call me back in next week, call me back, call me back. Well, of course we're going to call you back. Right here, we're going to find them again. Or the ones where you had an appointment, but they canceled. Well, we're going to call them again. Or the one you've already made a sales call with. So here we want to filter and only see the ones where there was a real sales interaction. Or here the ones who agreed to receive an email. With this setting here, when a lead is hot and it's just about to turn warm, or it's still warm and it's about to go cold, then you can be able to see all these leads that are changing status this week. And then here you can select all your late appointments. Let's say we want to leave it open. You just press count leads. And here is the count, 770 leads that match the criteria. Press load to phone, and now they're in the dialer, 770 leads. You can see here the details. So we selected all those statuses. We didn't select the DNCs. All the status, no preference on the date called, no preference on the call outcome, and here are the folders we selected. Created today at 2:48, never dialed because we just loaded it. Now we go back in the load phone page, and here now this is the active selection, the one on top. The one we were working on before is still here, 121, and you go back and you can load it back. Notice that whenever you go from one selection to another, let's say you make a phone call to this lead, for example, Donald Reed, you make a phone call and they pick up and you hang up, and now you go back and you want to load a different selection. So let's go back to the one we just loaded, 707 leads. Okay. Now when you go back and you go back to that selection you had worked on before, the 121 leads, it'll go back right where you were. You see, Donald Reed. And you press next lead and you're back where you were. So this enables you to toggle from selection to selection and always keeping the flow of where you're working on. When you click on the selection, you can see the pop-up that appears and shows you where those leads were loaded. So for example, this one was loaded in the call history. Remember, you can go from call history and you can filter leads You select all the ones that you had sales calls with that day. Load them so that way you can call them back, for example. 15 leads. And now you go here, and the 15 leads are there. And you can see that you wanted to see all the leads. We didn't filter on status with all the sales calls we had. And that's how it works. You can switch page. And sometimes this list will grow and you don't want to see the last ones, and you can delete them right here. So that's how the load phone page works. Thank you for watching.